Hello, students. Today I am going to be talking about making sure that when you are writing an email to anybody within the district that you are doing it in the proper manner. So to get started, of course, we're going to go into your Google, which this is my second tape. That's why you saw an example there already. When you go into your Google, obviously it's a little bit different to get to your email in your iPad, but the purposes are pretty much the same here. So I'm going to start off by composing my email. When you start, it's very important to just make sure that you're emailing the correct person. A couple years ago, when I was teaching at Parker High School in Janesville, there was a student in the school who had the same last name as me, and her first name was Ashley, and my first name is Angela. So if you typed in Hartwig, you'll see that this is, you get my personal and my regular email for here at school. Some students would just click on the first one and not really pay attention to it. And so a lot of emails ended up going to Ashley Hartwig that should have gone to me. So make sure when you're emailing, you're getting the right person. If you are sending an email to another student, when you hover over, it should say that stu dot Waukesha blah blah blah, and there should be some 000 or 001 after the name. If you're emailing a teacher, it should look just like this. Now, I'm not really sure in the school year when it's going to switch over to Angela McLean, so for now, just go ahead and keep emailing me at Angela Hartwig. That's fine. Next, a subject line is for the subject of your email. I know that probably seems very obvious, but this is not where you're supposed to write your actual email. This is just to say what the email is about. So for example, let's say that I'm emailing a teacher because my assignment is missing, but I know I turned it in. So just saying my assignment in the subject line is plenty. Next, I'm going to start with a salutation. You can say, Dear Miss Hartwig, Dear Mrs. McLean, hello Miss Hartwig. If you don't exactly consider me dear, that's totally fine. Using a salutation is really important anytime you're using your email for any professional purpose, and your school email is, for all intents and purposes, a professional email. So I start with my salutation and I put a comma, then I hit enter or return twice, and I start my actual text. I don't need to indent here because it is just an email. If I was writing an actual letter and it was a personal letter, I would indent, of course, but in an email, you don't need to. So in your message, you need to use complete sentences. You have to have proper grammar. Avoid emoticons. Don't use all caps, and for sure don't use text speak. If a student sends me an email that looks like this, what up, bro fam? My assignment be gone. Where it at? I turned it into you. I know I did. All right. I want you to put yourself in the position of a teacher. While this might be entirely appropriate for emailing a friend, this isn't really what you should be emailing to a teacher. This isn't what you should be emailing to a boss someday. Instead, I'm going to write something more along the lines of, I have a question about my assignment from last week. I am sure I turned it in to you, but it says that it's missing in the gradebook. Can you help me out with this? Now I'm going to sign my email using a little closing. I always say in my emails, have a great day, because I feel like when I hear that from another person, the have a great day at the end of an email, it makes me feel happy. And then you want to sign with your full name. You guys are lucky because in your school district you have a district assigned email. I've been in schools before where we haven't had that, so I would have students who would sign like with their nickname. Like I had a student who was known as Mookie, and so he would always sign Mookie, even though Mookie wasn't his first name, it wasn't his last name, and that would be really confusing if you didn't know that his nickname was Mookie. Anyhow, now I'm done composing this email. I want to point out a few things. I see that I've got a couple of pieces here that are underlined in red. So I want to go back and look at this. This says grad book right now. I'm going to put in an E, but if you notice, when I put in the E, it still remains underlined in red. I think it's okay to use gradebook as one compound word. If you really are irritated by it, you could absolutely put in that space. But gradebook, I think, in the academic world is just one word, and it's a word that isn't always recognized by Google. Now, issing doesn't make much sense either, so I'm going to put an M so that it's missing. Before I send this off, I need to make sure that I actually read it out loud so that I know it makes sense. Hello, Miss Hartwig. I have a question about my assignment from last week. I am sure I turned it in to you, but it says that it's missing in the gradebook. Can you help me out with this? Have a great day, Angela Hartwig. And maybe I would add here, thanks for your time, because that comes off as very respectful. I won't lie to you guys, I have been teaching for a few years, and I will say that it happens that once in a while a teacher, myself included, has missed an assignment that's been turned in by a student, or it's gotten lost. I will, though, say that it's not something that's very common. So I want you to keep in mind that while it might be missing, don't just get in your teacher's face and be like, what up, where's my assignment? I turned it in, you're being bogus. That's not really the way to get your point across. Remember, it's really important to be respectful, and it's also really important that you are concise. In this, I didn't go on to say all kinds of weird things. I didn't add in a lot of background story to this assignment question. I didn't write a 5-paragraph essay. What I could get across in 5 sentences, or in this case, even less than 5 sentences. Okay, so now that my email is all composed, I'll go ahead and hit send. Remember, it's really important to hit send. If you don't, it'll end up in your drafts, which is okay, but because you can always go back to your drafts and find it there, but you want to make sure that it ends up where it's supposed to. So it's in my inbox. Look at that. It's right there. Isn't that wonderful? Now, please remember to always email me when you are submitting your work, just because it helps me remember to actually go through and find your work in your shared folder. Quick reminder, if you look at your introductory video formative assignment, it does say here that you need to email it to me when you are finished, hopefully before 11:59 on September 6th. So if you do have any questions, please make sure that you talk to me or email me, as it were, and I hope you have a great day. Take care, guys.